Good evening, everybody. It's 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast on a Monday evening. It must mean it's time for your weekly Calamity Jane live stream. James, how are you doing on this typical Georgia day weather where it gets up to 85 degrees in the day and then 59 degrees at night?
Wow, that doesn't sound too bad. Just find that sweet spot and get that 75-degree 15 minutes throughout
Yeah,
your day if you
yeah,
can,
exactly. That 15 minutes where I go outside and walk Penny, and I'm like, this is perfect for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm doing great over here in LA. No no complaints. Everything's good. Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
just kind of getting my week started, as I'm sure you are as well. So,
Indeed. Longtime viewers will know that my notice that my background has changed yet again, although it's a little bit fuzzy.
it's kind of yeah, it's blurred though, so we
I
can't
got
really
the
tell what this.
Yeah, I decided to
Yeah.
keep the blur on just because of the way the layout the apartment goes. It's a little bit
Okay.
very revealing, but I am in my new place, um, which was the main reason we were not on last week. Um, I had some other personal life things to attend to as well, but I was completely wasted at the end of Sunday, which was the move. So it's been
Mm.
just over a week now in my new place, and things are going well. I'm slowly getting unpacked. I've got stray boxes here and there, and a piece of furniture broke along the way that I'm gonna have to replace, and
Yeah.
it was like a million years old anyway, so I don't. It was like I don't care at all. But I am making progress in the unpacking process. Um, and yeah, but I'm here. I'm back. We're ready to roll. We're ready to rock and roll.
Nice. Well, I mean, I'll get into what we'll work on this week, and we'll. I'm assuming we'll talk video games or entertainment or whatever as we normally do.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So I'll share screen. All right. When we last left off, I was working on Mitchell cleaning a glass and doing this animation here.
Mm-hmm.
But in this particular case, I'm going to do the next pose in the next scene where he goes, "Whoa, hold up!" And then he puts his hand up and says his line as Calamity is backing away from the portal coming
Right. Right. Coming into
yeah,
being.
yes. So we will go from there tonight. So I'll kind of review some assets as we go and go from there.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I I will admit I have done very little in the way of geek stuff in the last week. My life has been a bit of a whirlwind as I sort of reorganize and resettle into the new routine. I did go back to Echoes of Wisdom for a bit and actually found a side quest that I had missed somehow. Um,
So wait, so you can actually 100% that game or
I
whatever? Like
did.
there's a way to kind of keep track of it?
Not that I'm aware of. I'd have to get on an
Mm.
FAQ. I mean, there's some
Hmm.
stuff that you can track, like the number of hero crystals or might crystals rather, and of course heart pieces, and a few other things. But like and interestingly, the side quests that I completed, usually they just give you like a few rupees or a few smoothie
Hmm.
ingredient items. This one actually gave me. There are accessories that you can wear that grant you special abilities, like the ability to swim faster, it boosts your damage potential, etc., etc. And it was a side quest that I missed that actually gave me like a pretty useful skill that I wish I had had earlier in the game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was testing Echoes of Wisdom because I plugged my entertainment system back in and wanted to put on a game. And so I put on that and then found like a single side quest that I had somehow missed.
Wow. Okay. And but now it's all for naught because you're done with the game and
Yeah,
there's no point.
it
Hmm.
doesn't, there's nothing I really get out of it at this point.
Yeah. I hate when it happens. When I play a game and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you get the uber cool power that you can't really use on like 5% of the game. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's intentional too, because it could be potentially game breaking, I guess, if you get it too early. I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but still kind of a bummer. Yeah. Um,
But other than that, I started watching the new season. So I got a brand new. I went ahead and got the new iPhone, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
the top of the line. I
Hmm.
haven't gotten a new phone since my iPhone X back in I think 2017.
Okay, it's been a while.
So it's been a minute. I got a lot of use out of my 17, or rather my not my 17, my iPhone X. It was a workhorse. It did a great job. But I had, that, and I had an old iPhone 11 that my mother gave me that she didn't need anymore, and so I got about $200 in trade-in out of the two of them,
Okay.
and I just went ahead and since I'm not going to buy a new phone for God knows how long, probably another 6 or 7 years, I decided, you
Hmm.
know what, I'm just going to go top of the line, and it'll stay relevant for as long as possible. And it is a remarkable device. It is one of
Huh.
those things where you know how like you'll drive a car for 10, 15, 20 years, and then the next
Hmm.
time you get a car you're like, holy god,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is different. It's just sort
Yeah.
of the same. It was actually a little intimidating to get the phone, and then like I mean it's still Apple, so the ecosystem is the same, and so the basic functionality it's still, you can understand it, but there's so many new features, and the new camera is just, I don't even know why you need a DSLR anymore. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously a DSLR is better, but the technology behind the cameras on this new iPhone is just unreal, and they've added this dedicated camera button that you can like double tap or soft press or hard press, and it all does different things, from like changing the exposure, changing the focal length, changing your zoom ratio, all of this stuff, and then you can like press the button, take a picture. It's really bonkers, but it got me 3 free months of Apple TV, and I'd been meaning to like renew
Oh.
that anyway.
Hmm.
And so I've been watching the second season of The After Party.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to the party of the after party.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
that's
That's
what a
right.
terrible cliche thing I just did.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Welcome to the party, pal.
So how far are you into after party two?
I just finished episode 2, so I'm very, very
Okay.
early. But
All
I
right.
have the worst bro crush on Sam Richardson. I think he plays Anik. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's really funny. His
he's
delivery,
oh just
his
amazing.
dry delivery about stuff and how he rolls with
Yeah,
the way he delivers his line. Yeah, he's terrific. Yeah.
he does awkward without making it awkward better than any
Yeah.
other comedian. Like it's so
Yeah.
awkward, but instead of like, oh, this is weird, you're like, oh, that's adorable, right? Like
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
so, I don't know. I have the worst man crush on him. I think he is just like, and the funny thing is I've known about him. The first place I saw him actually was on New Girl. He's got a
Uh-huh.
small role in New Girl, and I'm like, this guy is funny. And then I found out he was like on I Think You Should Leave, right? And then he's a major role. He's like one of the co-stars of I Think You Should Leave. And then he's got a
Hmm.
major role in the show Veep, which is
Hmm.
also great. If you haven't seen Veep, you've got to watch Veep. And then he'll keep showing up in different things. And then when the After Party came out, I'm like, okay, this guy is like, he's great. I mean, he's so funny.
Yeah, this is his first, is this his first role where he actually is the headliner slash one of the main characters?
I
Along with
think
him and
so. Yeah,
Tavish, right? They're
yeah,
the
yeah,
two.
yeah. And
I
she's
mean, it's
great
really,
too. Oh,
yeah, she's great too.
they're so good, and they
Yeah.
have such great chemistry together.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm only 2 episodes in. I'm really digging it. I love the little bit of the fourth wall breaking. The murder mystery is super fun. I don't already know who did it, so that's a good sign. Um, right?
Hey, wait, did you know in season one who did it?
No, it took me. I figured it out by the third to last episode. So
Okay.
I knew who the killer was by the third to last episode, but they kept me guessing for a while.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it's a nicely written show. I
yeah,
really, um, I'm of course we're not gonna do any spoilers. I'll let
no,
you
no, no.
enjoy the show and everything. But season two, I don't think I liked it, but I think I like season one a little bit
That's
better,
what
just a little bit
everybody
better.
says, but everybody's like,
Yeah,
it's still great,
it's still good.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's something about season two. I think what it is season one, it was in a more intimate, enclosed space,
Mm,
even though it's still, you could say that season two has an intimate, enclosed place, but not really. It's a big, giant mansion ground type of area.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was what it was, but I could not put my finger on why I didn't like it as much as season one. But
Mm-hmm.
they're both great in general. They're both really good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's Chris Lord or Chris Miller and Phil Lord, and they're like,
Mhm.
they're just
Yeah,
amazing comedy writers, just so
yeah.
good. And for
Everything they
the
touch is gold. It's
Yeah, and
really,
for
it's
those who
kind of,
don't,
it's
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like Into the Spider-Verse and the Lego
Hmm.
Movie and this obviously, and they've done like a ton of just so much good television, so many, they've produced a bunch of great comedies, really talented set of guys. And it's just like they're so good that whenever I see their name on something, I'm like, okay, this is probably going to be
Yeah, you
pretty
have to
good.
watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Mm.
trying to think like everything that
Didn't they
they've
do
been
Cloudy with a
associated with.
Chance of Meatballs, I feel like?
They probably got their start with that one, but yeah, that's a good question. I don't
Let
know
me check.
for sure.
That was great too. The first one was great. I did not care for the second one. The first one
Hmm.
was really, yep, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
they
yep.
do good stuff.
I think that's where
Um,
they got their start actually.
okay.
But yeah, the first one was great. I did not really like the second one, but anyway.
Um, so with you having Apple TV, now you're open to a whole bunch of shows you probably have missed. But let's go down the list of things that just pop in my head. But you've watched Severance, right?
Oh God! Oh, I mean, are you kidding me? I am like
Yeah, it's one of the
counting down the
greatest.
days till January for
Yeah,
season
I
two. Oh
know.
my God! One of
Yeah,
my favorite
it's
shows the year that came out. Oh my God.
yeah, it's a terrific show. It's one of the best shows I've seen in recent memory.
Hmm.
So that was terrific.
I have had Apple TV before, but I canceled it because there wasn't anything new.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Um,
I watched Coda and I watched Severance and After Party season 1 and the first two seasons of Ted Lasso. My mother she's hooked on Shrink with Jason Segel
mhm.
and Harrison
Yeah, we
Ford.
watched.
And
Anita and I watched that
she is
too.
like she wants me to watch it just so she has somebody to talk to about it. So I have
Uh-huh,
no idea if it's
sure.
any good. Um but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, yeah.
I mean, Harrison Ford's in it, so there's that. But at this point, I feel like Harrison Ford is playing. He's always kind of played himself anyway, but now he's curmudgeon version of
Mm,
himself, where he's kind of grumpy and cantankerous a little bit. So
mhm.
if you enjoy Harrison Ford, you'll probably like the show. He's not the main in that
Mhm.
show. It's what's
Jason
the
Segel.
actor? Jason Segel. Yeah, he's great. And then
Yeah, I love Jason
the
Segel.
coach.
Another actor I really like.
Yeah, the co-star. I think she's a comedian too. She's terrific, and then she's
Yeah,
another.
and I'm trying to remember her name because she's like a recent face that I haven't
Yeah.
seen much.
Mm-hmm. She's really good.
But I have seen her in a
Um,
few things. Oh, Shrinking. Yeah, Shrinking, not Shrink. Shrinking.
yeah, shrinking. Yeah.
Um, Jessica Williams. Is that right?
I don't even know her. I just know her by face only. I don't recognize her
Yeah,
name.
yeah, Jessica Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Where am I? Oh, Booksmart. That's where I saw her from. She was the teacher in Booksmart. If you haven't seen
Okay,
that, that movie is hilarious.
okay.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's where
another
I
good one
saw her
too.
from. Um,
Um, yeah. So there's the cast. The main players as the cast is concerned for that show is great. Um, I watched that with Amita, and she enjoyed the show probably more than I did.
mhm,
I kind of got a little bit bored towards the end, but that's just
mhm.
me. So yeah, your mom with Rebecca, you may enjoy the show. I don't know how much you have in common with your mom's TV watching these days, but yeah,
Actually, we're more in line than you would think, surprisingly.
really,
Yeah.
okay,
So, yeah, so we'll see.
yeah, that's a good one. But so one that we're watching on Apple TV, and now that we're on the subject of Apple TV, is we're watching Slow Horses
I've
with
heard Slow Horses is great. Is that the one with
it's
Kate Winslet,
Oldman.
right?
No, that's I don't know what that one is, but Slow Horses has Gary Oldman in it
Oh,
as the
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
retired agent type guy. It's all in Britain and stuff like that. Um, so far so good. It's really good. I really enjoyed that show. We finished the first season of it
Mhm.
and pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting much, and I think that's what they want you to. I don't think that. I think that's kind of the point of the show is you're not supposed to expect much because of the nature of the show.
Mhm.
It's pretty. It's pretty funny though. So
Interesting. Is it a
I would.
comedy?
Yeah, it's it's a what's that term? Dramedy more than
Oh,
anything.
okay, okay.
There's some elements of it. I mean, it's funny, uh, but it is has serious undertones all the way through
Mm-hmm.
the entire first season. But I would recommend that if you're looking for something else to get your mileage out of Apple TV, that one you should put on your watch list for
Well, I have
sure.
it for 3 months. I'll have to at least because 3 months. I don't think Severance will be over, so I'll have to pay for it. But
Okay, all
it'll
right.
get me 3 months. Will get me into January, and then I'll probably have to pay for a couple of months to get through season 2 of Severance. But honestly,
Mm-hmm,
that's what I've been. That was what I was waiting for. The second
mm-hmm.
Severance premiered, I was going to renew my subscription. Again, one of my favorite shows, maybe in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Um,
I can't think of anything better than that show.
hmm
For me, I really enjoyed that show too. I thought it was just yeah, it's great.
I mean, the
Um,
casting was unbelievable. John Turturro, Adam Scott, Christopher Walken, just like career making performances, in my opinion.
and
Um,
they don't even need a career
no,
making
they don't even.
performance. That's
They're
what's so
all
crazy.
successful. I know, and it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah, and it's just like
yeah.
the whole. I
It's
just love the whole premise of that show. Everything about that show, I love. Um,
yeah,
just like the directing and like it blows my mind that Ben Stiller sort of was the driving force behind it, so, to the point where he actually directed the first episode and set the
yep.
tone for the entire series. And it's just like that guy just keeps getting more talented with age. I mean, I remember when he was doing just like weird experimental stuff with like Cable Guy and stuff like that, you
hmm
know?
hmm
And
Do you
yeah,
remember? We talk about Ben Stiller. Do you remember like back in the mid '90s or something like that? Him and Gene Garofalo had their comedy skit show on Fox
yep, the
for
Ben
about
Stiller
half a minute.
show. Yeah.
Was that what it was? The Ben Stiller show? I
And
couldn't remember what it
I
was called.
loved it. It was so good, so ahead of its time. It's
Yeah,
another one of those
yeah,
shows that was like the Dana Carvey show. They were
hmm
so ahead of their time.
yeah,
Like if they had come
yeah,
out like and ironically like if they came out today, people was like, that's so passe. But if they'd come
hmm
out like 5 years ago, it would have been on the
yeah,
bleeding edge of comedy. They would have won every Emmy. It's weird how timing is everything, right?
yeah, hmm
Um, but like you go back and watch the Dana Carvey show, you go back and watch the Ben Stiller show, and they're like they were trying to do Mr. Show on Fox or ABC, right?
hmm
They were
hmm
pushing boundaries in ways that you really could only push boundaries on HBO at the time, right? And that was really the problem. Um,
yeah,
it was as cutting edge as the state or Mr. Show. The problem is that they Mr. Show and the state were on cable, and they were stuck on broadcast television, right?
hmm
And it's a real
hmm
shame because I really love both the Ben Stiller show and the Dana Carvey show.
It's funny. I didn't watch the David and Carvey show. I can't recall an episode of that one. I guess that one I just kind of missed. But yeah, Ben Stiller was like a dark horse type of comedy show, and
Mm-hmm.
also I don't know if you remember this one, but John Leguizamo kind of got his fame from his comedy show too. It was a sketch comedy show where
What was it
uh
called? I'm certain I've seen it.
uh we have to look that one up. Gosh. Uh but it was actually pretty, I mean it kind of
Was
showed his
it was it
chops.
just called the John Leguizamo show?
I don't I don't recall. Yeah, now I want to look it up. Now I'm really
Yeah,
curious.
I'm scrolling down. Let's see here. Do you remember when it came out?
Mid '90s, about the same time. They were trying to it was kind of out of the living color
Mm-hmm.
thing where they kind of like they did living color and they started doing the edgy kind of comedy stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Leguizamo got one, and then Ben Stiller got one. Um, yeah. Uh, but yeah, they just kind of found he was just a kid, pretty much. It felt like when I was
Mm-hmm.
watching that show, it was really funny. Gosh, what was it? Uh, I don't know. I wish I had
House of Buggin'?
no.
He
Let's
didn't
see
do
here.
no, he didn't do a lot of I'm not seeing a lot of TV
Yeah,
on his resume.
Fox TV show Fox. House of Buggin'. It has to be House of
It was
Buggin'.
House
Yeah,
of Buggin'. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You know what? I haven't seen it. I have to admit. I didn't even
He
know. I'll have
had
to
some
look this
pretty
up.
good.
Yeah,
He
the
had some
John
pretty good.
Leguizamo's edgy sketch comedy show.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Dave Katz worked on it. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that sucks that this flew under my radar. I did not see this.
It's the same thing. Dana Carvey show for me did the same thing, and I think I tried to go watch an episode of Dana Carvey show, and I was just, again, my tastes were so.
Yeah.
I was like expecting Wayne's World stuff. I was expecting other type of
Right.
stuff, and I didn't really
Right.
give it a
Right.
chance. But I think now, as I watch it older, I think I would appreciate it more.
There's some
But at the
good cast
time,
here. There, I mean, Leguizamo obviously, Luis Guzman, David
hmm
Dave Herman, Tim Blake
yeah,
Nelson. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's a really good show, and it's completely under the radar. And I love watching that show.
Wow.
Um,
All right. I
and
can't
it
believe
was
this.
funny
Yeah,
because
missed me completely.
and he's like he's pretty much, when you watch him now, he's, I think, okay, we could go down a list of incredible actors. We talked about a whole bunch of them just out of Severance, but Leguizamo was up there too. Everything he
Mm-hmm.
does, he just
Oh
absorbs the
yeah.
role,
No, he's so
and I never
funny.
thought
Yeah.
that about him. Like, when I saw him in that show, House of Buggin', I thought he was just gonna be a comedian for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
But once he showed up in that Spawn movie and he was
Mm-hmm.
clown,
The
I
clown.
was
Yeah.
that shocked me. It's like, wow, this guy could do anything if he just sits in the role with a little bit. He could, and every time, to me, he just adds instant credibility. Anything he's in, it's terrific. Whether it's Keanu Reeves show, the fighting, what am I calling it?
John Wick.
Um, yeah, John Wick. Sorry, he just had a brain fart here.
That's a
Jeez,
weird one to have a brain fart on.
I know, but he was terrific as a mechanic guy in that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, or even in the dinner party with Ray
Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like the celebrity mogul type guy in the background, but he played every role he does, whether it's a small bit part or
One of
he's a
my favorite
main.
things that he's done, I mean, and maybe this is too cliche, but the menu. He was so good in the menu.
Well, is that the
Um,
one thing about? I think maybe I got the name wrong. So
it's
it's
it's the one with Anya Taylor-Joy and Nick Holt
yeah, that's the
and
one. I called it the wrong thing.
oh, okay.
I'm all over the place tonight. Yes, the menu. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That's the one I'm
he
talking
was
about.
just so good in that
Hmm.
movie.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then like oh, what was it? Oh, I had it. I just oh, it'll come to me. No, he's a great actor. Oh, yeah, it was the that what was the Christmas movie where David Harbour played Santa Claus and he
I haven't
played
seen
like
that.
oh, he's so good and like he gets the role and he chews the scenery so much.
I
And
didn't even
but
know he's in that.
yeah,
Wow.
it's there's nobody. It's David Harbour and John Leguizamo are really the only two people in that movie. Everybody else are just sort of
Okay.
kind of like working actors. That's not totally
Okay.
true. If you've seen like The Fall of the House of Usher,
Uh-huh.
the sister in that, whose name I'm forgetting right now, she
Hmm.
plays like an evil mom. She plays basically the same character in that movie.
His
Um,
sister. Well, there's a couple of sisters in House of
oh,
Usher, though, right?
the elder sister, the patriarch's sister. Um,
Okay. Okay.
the
Yeah.
two lead ushers, right?
And she has that company that sells health products and stuff
Yeah,
like that. That's
no,
yeah.
not her. The
No.
mom, the
Okay.
basically the matriarch of the family, but
Okay.
she's like the. Oh, I'm just gonna look up her name. I'm not gonna like sit here and just. This is so stupid. Um,
We have this thing called the
which
internet we could access, but yeah.
yeah, I know. Which by the way, if you haven't seen it, is amazing. I haven't watched Midnight Mass yet, so I can't. Like everybody
All
says that that Flanagan like Midnight
yep.
Mass is like Flanagan's best. I haven't watched
Uh-huh.
it. I have Netflix right now, so I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah. Everything that
Um,
Flanagan's had, what, three shows on Netflix now? He had the
no, four.
Hell House, Hell
Uh,
House.
he's had the Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly
Uh-huh.
Manor, which I was not good in my opinion.
Okay.
Midnight Mass, which everybody thinks is like the greatest TV show ever. So I haven't seen it yet.
Hmm.
And then Fall of the House of Usher, which I freaking loved. But
Okay.
I'm a real sucker for kind of taking inspirational material and breathing new life into it with your own voice. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what this is, right? Like Fall of the House of Usher is every episode is basically a different take on an
Yep.
Edgar Allan Poe story. And
Hmm.
it's phenomenal. And then the overall wrapper is sort of inspired by the short story The Fall of the House of Usher. Um,
Hmm.
it's Mary McDonnell. She
Okay.
plays the mom in the movie, the Christmas movie, whose name I can't remember.
Okay.
Um, uh, or does she not? I thought she did. I guess not. I guess I'm wrong. Okay. Stupid IMDb proving me wrong. I hate when that happens. David Harbour. Um, Violent Night. David
You
Harbour
know,
plays Santa Claus, and it's actually really funny. I've seen it a couple of times. It's actually really funny.
so here's my
Oh,
thing. I
right.
think
Beverly D'Angelo plays the mom, the evil
okay,
matriarch in that. I don't know why I got her confused with Mary
okay,
McDonald.
all right. That sounds okay. All right, gotcha. Now I'm caught up. Yeah, Silent Night. I didn't watch because, and this is me being snobbish, it reminded me too much of Lobo's Paramilitary Christmas from the 80s,
Yeah,
where
sure,
Lobo
sure.
goes and kills Santa. And it's like, no, this has already been done. It was done right with Lobo's Paramilitary Christmas taking on an angry, tough Santa type of a show. I don't know why I make this kind of weird bridge that is my line in the sand. I will not
We all
watch
have
this,
we
but I
all have we
did.
all have to have
Such a
boundaries, man.
weird, yeah. So, and I like David Harbour too, so I do want to go watch it. And I'm just being a stick in the mud
It's
about it.
silly. I mean, if you like David Harbour's kind of grumpy
I
dad
do.
action hero vibe, like this is him
Yeah.
just doing that, right? It's just
Okay.
it's him playing what's his character in Stranger Things? Hopper. It's just him playing
Uh-huh.
Hopper in Stranger Things, but as
But now
Santa
he's got a
Claus.
Santa. Yeah,
Hmm.
Santa Claus. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun. It's really fun. It's not a good movie. It's not trying to be a good movie. It's just trying to be a good time, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it succeeds in that. In the same way that like Deadpool and Wolverine succeeds in being a good time, not a good movie. In
Mm-hmm.
the same way that Cocaine Bear
Mm-hmm.
succeeds in being a good time, but not a good movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah. But yeah, no, I really like to bring us all home. I do. John Leguizamo's such a talented guy, and he's made this great career out of being a character actor. But I mean, I've always wondered what it was that never really got him like full star power because he's an incredibly talented actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is. But that's good. It's good. I'm glad he's still getting work and he's still
Yeah,
staying busy. So part's good. Um, yeah. I think I know this is gonna be a really short stream, I think, tonight, but I think I'm in a good spot
we're already at
already.
a half hour, so we're doing all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but I think I've got the other pose here
All right, all right.
for Mitchell, so I think we're in good shape for tonight, and then we can roll into next week with something new.
That's perfect. Well, we were at a pretty good stopping point anyway, so we can call it there. Well, everybody, thanks for joining in. If you head on over to Calamity Jane, excuse me. If you head on over to calamityjane.rocks, it'll take you to our Patreon site. Please consider joining us, becoming a
One
subscriber.
second, I think
Mm,
I just lost my audio. Give me a second.
I can hear you. Okay. James can hear me, so I'm gonna do the wrap up while he figures that out. Yeah.
All right.
calamityjane.rocks. That'll take you to our Patreon site where you can join us in helping make this cartoon a reality. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube, which presumably you already have since you're watching the stream. We're also on Instagram, where from time to time we do some fun stuff. We'll eventually start posting over there, I promise. Otherwise, we will be back next week. I think life is returning to a dull roar for me and James, you as well.
Same
And
here.
so I don't see any reason why we will cancel next week. Fingers crossed. It does tend to happen when you're making other plans, famously said by John Lennon. And otherwise, be safe out there, everybody, and we will see you next week. Good night.
Good night.